Hello, family, and welcome back to another episode of Oh to Behold. We are back on another Thursday morning, checking in and just excited to be here. We're more than halfway through the week, and just glad you're here joining me. To my holy rollers, hello to you. Thank you for being here on today. To my new viewers, thank you for being here as well. Go ahead and press that subscribe button. Everybody, I need you to hit that thumbs up, to like and to share, and then put those comments in that comment section. I want to say hello to my new holy rollers, some of my newer subscribers. Thank you so much for pressing that button and joining the Holy Roller family. So again, thank you for being here on today. And we're going to just go right into our topic for today. And look, we know that, I'm going to say, I noticed that over the last few months, maybe the last 4 or 5 months, I've noticed that a lot of people are getting engaged. Okay? They're getting engaged to be married. And I've always believed marriage is a beautiful thing. God created marriage, and it is a beautiful thing. And so I get excited when I see people, recently engaged and seem to be, happy with their partner and all of that. And that's amazing. I look forward to the time when I can get engaged again and be with someone that I love and want to spend the rest of my life with. But in today's topic, I just want to ask the question, are you marrying for the right reasons? Okay? Are you marrying for the right reasons? And I feel like I'm in a good place to be able to ask that question, because just as I stated before, I've been engaged before. And being engaged, that can be a really, really good feeling. Usually that's one of the main aspirations of a woman. Not every woman, but most women, they look forward to the opportunity to plan a wedding, be proposed to, plan a wedding, walk down the aisle, all of those things that come with being engaged and preparing to live life with your partner, with your spouse. That's something that most women look forward to, and it should be a beautiful time. But I do want to challenge you and ask you, for those of you who are recently engaged, or you've been engaged for a little while, and you are preparing for your wedding and all of those things, are you marrying for the right reasons? When I got engaged, it was not the happiest time. I'll just be honest. It was not. You have this idea of what it would seem and feel like when you get engaged. And for me, that it was not a blissful time for me when I got engaged. But this is why I asked the question. The reason it wasn't is because I had apprehensions from the onset. Okay? There were some things in the relationship, even though when he proposed, I said yes, there were still apprehensions even at that point. And that's part of the reason why that time for me was not blissful at all. And I'm asking you, even though you said yes, okay? Even though you said yes, do you truly know that this is your soulmate? Do you know that in spite of this person's shortcomings, in spite of your shortcomings, the things that you all may not necessarily agree on, are you ready to spend the rest of your life with them? Make sure that you evaluate and make sure that you are doing your own checklist and you are clear on why you are choosing to marry this person that you may have said yes to, that you are engaged to. Make sure it's not for reasons like you're lonely. Make sure it's not for reasons like, hey, we've been together so long already, we should be married. Make sure it's not for reasons that, oh, I want to be with my children's father, or I'm trying to be with my children's mother. Make sure it's not for the reasons of you living together, you shacked up, And, instead of you going to get your own place and he going to get his own place, y'all living together. So, hey, since we living together, let's go ahead and get married. Make sure it's not for reasons of financial support. Some women and men too, it happens to men, but a lot of women want that extra support because they may not be able to support themselves fully, or are just tired of having to work a job constantly, or working 2 jobs, or just having to go hard for themselves. And if they have children, not having the support maybe that they need, and being able to get married to feel like, hey, we got somebody who can split the bills, or there's a man who is willing to, pay the bills for me, or he's going to be there. Make sure it's not for those reasons. None of those reasons are reasons to be engaged and to get married. If you are marrying for any of those reasons, you are destined for a divorce, okay? You are destined for a divorce, because true happiness and true love is not found in, just because you're lonely, or because you need financial support, or because y'all are living together. No, true happiness comes, one, you have to first know your value, and you're going to hear me say it today and many more times to come. You are not ready to be married if you don't first know your value and know who you are. If the person that you're marrying, if they don't know their value and know who they are, even if you know your value and they don't know theirs, y'all, it's going to be hard. You're going to make it harder to stay married. Anybody can get married, but it's going to be harder to stay married when both people don't come. You hear people say all the time, as whole people. That's the name of this channel, Oh to Be Whole. Both of you need to come into the relationship, into the marriage whole. And that doesn't mean you're perfect. That doesn't mean that both of you don't have your issues and your challenges and things that you're working through, but you yet know your value. You are not settling for someone who doesn't love you the way you deserve to be loved, who doesn't have the same value system or belief system that you have, who doesn't value family in the way that you do, who doesn't value money, or who doesn't see money in the way that you do. Those things are super important when you are talking about living with someone day in, day out, building a life for the rest of your life together. Y'all, you cannot take marriage lightly. And I think a lot of people take marriage so lightly, and not realizing that when you make this commitment, you can't go in knowing that, hey, this gets on my nerves, but it might change. This is something that I've been dealing with this person, but if we get married, it's going to change. Baby, let me tell you, it's not going to change. Well, it may change, but it'll get worse. It'll change for the worse, not for the better. If you cannot accept the person for who they are as is, before you even go to the altar and say, I do, if that person is not who you love and are in love with, and you can deal with whatever it is that they bring to the table, then they're not the one. Or you may need to take a little more time before you all, go ahead and say your vows, because maybe that's an area that you may need to work on, or there's an area or some areas that they need to work on. Please believe me when I say, and yes, I'm a single woman. Yes, I am a single woman, but I'm okay with being single until God sends the one for me. Because see, I've been engaged. I know what it feels like to be proposed to and all of those things, but I also know what it feels like to know deep down inside that though this may be a good person, they are not a good person for me. Okay? They are not a good person for me, and I am not going to settle for less, or I am not going to put my needs on the back burner just so I can say, I's married now. I's married now. No. That, to me, to be able to say that is not the goal. For me, the goal is finding someone who is walking the same life path as you. Y'all have more in common than not. Okay? There's a book I read years and years ago called Lies at the Altar. And one of the things that she says is opposites attract, but eventually opposites repel. You know, it may feel good in the, you know, when you first meet somebody that they're so different from you, and, you know, and you enjoy, you know, just the differences that you have. But over time, if those are not things that you learn to truly love about that person, eventually it's going to get on your nerves. It's going to get on your last nerve, and it's going to tear you apart. You know, it's going to repel. It's not going to bind you closer together. It's going to pull you further apart from each other. And marriage is hard enough already than to go in with situations and going in with issues that you know on the front end are not going to be okay with you. Okay? So don't settle for that. Don't settle for that. Ask yourself, you know, I am happy for all of you who have gotten engaged. That is awesome. But make sure you're marrying for the right reasons. Don't marry because you 40, 50 years old and you've never been married before, or or you've been married before, but you want to be married again. Y'all, that is not a good reason. That is not a good reason. And a love alone is not a good reason to marry somebody. Love is important. Don't get me wrong. You gotta have love. That is the foundation of everything. But make sure all of those other things are aligned, okay? Make sure those belief systems are aligned. You know, your family structures are aligned. Make sure they know their value. Make sure you all are on the same page when it comes to finances. If you all have children, that you're merging families together. Make sure how you discipline, y'all are aligned and agreed upon how that happens. You know, all of those things are so important. Where you're going to live, how you're going to live. If he nasty and you not, or she nasty and you not, y'all not going to get along, okay? Because he don't pick his drawers up. Or she leave her stuff, panties laying in the floor. I know, I'm sorry, I'm getting a look. But those are things that really can cause things to mess up your relationship. It's the small foxes that destroy the vine, okay? It's the small things. Those small things that destroy relationships and build up into big things that end your relationship. So I just want you to be happy because I believe in love, baby. Let's be very clear. I believe in love, and I believe that love does conquer all. But in all of those, in love conquering all, make sure all those other areas in your life are in alignment as you decide on who your life partner will be. Okay? Because marriage should be a lifetime. You know, it should be. And we see every day people divorcing, you know, separating, all of those things, which I hate to hear. But many times you entered the relationship wrong. You know, in most instances, something didn't happen just in the relationship and all, you know, y'all ended it. Chances are there was something you knew and saw something before. Don't ignore the signs. Ask yourself, am I marrying for the right reasons, okay? And if you are, congratulations. I wish you all the best, and send me an invite. I may come to the wedding, okay? All right, well, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Oh to Behold. Again, be sure to subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you can know when I drop a new video. So make sure you want to make sure that you don't miss an episode, okay? All right, so again, subscribe, like, share, and comment down in that comment section, all right? If you need any life coaching support, please be sure to reach out to me at ohtobehold@gmail.com. That's ohtobehold@gmail.com, okay? All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, God bless.